I remember during COVID, so I worked at a naval base there in Sydney as like an engineer, and I used to frequent a couple of local pubs there. And one of them was called the Old Fitzroy, and I remember coming in and giving them a sample of my beer, and they already sort of knew me from regular visits, you know. I always try and become a local before I offer the beer for on tap, you know. Anyway, he took this beer and he says, "Yeah, that's you're the 15th rep today. What am I gonna? What have you got? The last guy offered me a free flight to Hawaii. What can you give me?" And I was like, "Well, Jesus, I don't know if I can get you a free flight to Hawaii, but how about I can get you a bag of jerky?" Oh, I thought, a bag of jerky in the bag here. So I give him this bag of beef jerky that the father-in-law made, and he absolutely devoured the beef jerky and says, he put me on tap. So bag of jerky was my point of difference to leverage in to one of the pubs. And I was on tap there for probably 8 months. And then the owners of the pub changed hands, and I was out the door. They had other ideas. And then one of the other ones was another local pub there next to the naval base, would have been called the Frisco's Hotel, and they were out. I remember going in to get a beer, and they had the bloody beer on tap. There was glasses over each one, and I said to him, "Look," and this was during COVID, and fair enough. Like, I think it was a time where Tui's and the likes all shut down, so there was no distribution because of COVID, but the pubs were still open. And yeah, pretty much. Your man says, I says I could help him out. He says, "How quickly can you get me a keg?" And I says, "Well, give us half hour." And I just jumped in my car, which is parked in the base there next to it, and I drove off to my storage, pulled the keg out, and come back. And I gave him this keg in half an hour, and he couldn't believe it. He nearly fell off his chair, and he says that's his Guinness Book of Records for the quickest keg. And then, even then, when he was finished with the keg, I had it removed within half a day, you know. So he used that then as collateral and a bit of leverage against some of the big guns, you know, the Tui's and the Carltons, because they couldn't even pick up their kegs, never mind deliver them. So he started leaning on that against them, and because which probably I think Carlton United and Tui's and Lion the likes, they probably used my name in vain a few times then, you know.